Good afternoon and welcome back to Places in Ontario, Canada. We're in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. And we're standing in front of the McGill Memorial Gates that were put here in 1980. And we're going to go over and have a look at the memorial to the fallen soldiers who are here as you first enter the park on the left. It's here, and it actually says, "In loving memory of those who gave their all, 1914 to 1918 and 1939 to 1945. So that would be World War I and World War II. And it was erected by the Bowmanville branch of the Canadian Legion, number 178, forever in our hearts." Oh, whoops. That was the wind. Sorry about that, folks. I won't even take it out. That was the wind blowing over my stand. All right, let's go have a look at some of these vintage old graves. So it is a little bit windy today, as you can notice when the stand fell over. I actually caught it in time. So I'm going to be using that today and giving me a few different angles. And these are the tombstones in memory of Amelia Stewart, the wife of S.W. Mason. She passed away in 1874. And the tombstone behind it, which is actually broken, the top of it, you can see it in behind it. It says the wife of Francis Stewart, who passed away in 1886, 55 years old. And there's the back of the tombstone you just saw, and the top part appears to have some flowers. They look like roses, and it says, "In memory of our beloved mother." So the camera is actually straight, so I wanted to show you sort of the angles of how some of the tombstones shift through time. The one on the left here is the tombstone for James Cousins, who passed away in 1905. And the one beside it, I'm going to pick it up and walk a little bit for you, give you a little walking tour here. And I just can't make that out, but somebody passed away, it says in 1875, and right below it, it says, "In memory of James, son of Andrew Wright, who passed away in 1876. So this is an extremely old cemetery here. You can tell by the tree that was cut down here. And this is actually the road here in Durham, Bowmanville. Gives you a sort of an idea of where we are and where all the tombstones are. So I'm going to place this down here. And it says this tombstone is for Alfred B. Sutton. And it says died at Windsor, CW. And the date below says I think it's 83, but it's sort of in the ground, so I really can't tell. There's also in memory of Robert Sutton in the back area there. It says formerly of Suffolk, England, and he passed away in 1840. And the one on the right with the hand pointing up is in memory of Thomas C. Sutton. And as I walk, it says of Windsor, who passed away. It just says age 61. Age? I can't tell. That is terrible. I'm so sorry, I apologize. But I will put the information below in the description area. And as you can see, some of the tombstones just fall over time. This tombstone has been here in the memory of Dennis Woods Sutton, who passed away in January 19th, 1878. Wow. So I'm just going to do a little pan here of the part of the cemetery. This is a very large cemetery. And as you can see, all the very large trees here. Gives you sort of an idea of the time. And that's the memorial for the soldiers that you saw at the beginning. It says, in the memory of Julia, the wife of Andrew Noble, passed away on November 29th, 1872, and Andrew Noble at the bottom, who passed away in 1878. So I'm going to take a little walk again and give all the viewers that are watching right now trying to give you the best perspective of this graveyard. There's a tombstone here in memory of Marianne Greenway. She passed away in 1872. I always find that the tombstones in the ground, laying on the ground, tend to be even older sometimes than others because they've been here so long and they've fallen over. So here is a tombstone for, the last name is, it says Samantha, who passed away in 1853. My apologies, I cannot make out that name. And the one beside it is in memory of Solomon Tyler. Could be Taylor, I think it's Tyler, who passed away in 1858 at the age of 82 years old, which would have made him, if my math is quick enough for you, he was born in the 1880s. Sorry, the 1780s. Wow, that's incredible. In memory of Anne, wife of Robert McCrea, who passed away in 1882 at 58 years old. Here's another very, at one time, tall tombstone that had to have fallen over from the weight. It's so long. And it says, in memory of John Gray, the late, of Newton Stewart, County of Tyrone, Ireland, on June 4th. It appears to say 1859. In his 77th year, the weary wheels of life stood still. Truly his end was peace. What a beautiful saying. And once again, this gentleman was born in the 1780s. That's incredible. It really is incredible. There's a lot of rolling hills here. It's so peaceful. I swear I can hear almost every bird chirping. It's so clear as I try to walk away from the road here. And this is in memory of Agnes Cameron, who passed away, wow, it appears to say 1818 or 1808 at 18 years old. That's too young. So young. I just thought I heard another bird, but it's actually one of the workers here at the cemetery with a weed whacker. in memory of Eliza, the wife of Charles Marchais, who passed away on April 24th, 1870, at 58 years old. It's a beautiful shaped tombstone. So as I'm walking through this graveyard, I'm not seeing any soldiers' tombstones, which I usually see. I think I've been in one graveyard where there was no tombstone, but it was very, very small graveyard. But it's quite unusual because, as you know, and I know you're going to say I'm repeating it, but you could be a new viewer to this particular channel, that I always film a soldier's tombstone. Which is probably one of the reasons I started the video off with the memorial to the soldiers of World War I and World War II, and wow, there is a big bird. I'm going with crow, but he looks pretty content living here. So as you can see, I'm going to try and zoom in here. It may get a little blurry, I'm not sure, but you can see that the graveyard is very long, so I will come back here one day again and do some filming, possibly on, I think I will. I'll start on the other side of the graveyard and work my way back into the center area, which is sort of where I am now. But I can't say it enough. This is such a manicured graveyard. It's incredibly beautiful here. Here's an old tombstone for, it says, the name is Van Camp. Here's another tombstone, which is sad, but when they're this old, they do crumble sometimes and fall over. So I'm going to try and get this. Ooh, sorry for going upside down there for a second. This is for James Henry, the son of Thomas and Elizabeth Kirby. He passed away in 1898. And that's how they did the stands back in the 1880s, 1890s, with stone and then edges cut in and then put in there. So, but anyway, as I sweep the graveyard here, wow, I thought I would find one, and here's one right here. Let's have a look. I'm going to end this video here, and I will return another time, as I mentioned. But I wanted to leave it off with this Canadian soldier who passed away just after, a couple years after World War I had ended. And I believe that could be his soldier number. It says 102 7025 OMS. Lorne Sanders, CMSC, CEF. He passed away April 27th, 1921. So as mentioned, I'm going to end the video here and hope to see you back again at places in Ontario, Canada. If you'd like to subscribe, the bottom right corner, you'll see an outline of Ontario with the word subscribe in it. So just click that and you've subscribed. If you'd like to leave comments, please do. And any information I was wrong or couldn't read it, because it's such a bright day and some of the tombstones are quite old, I'll have all the information as much as I can in the bottom area below this video in the description area. So, with that said, we hope to see you back again at places in Ontario, Canada. Have a wonderful day.